Alright, for your transformation today, we're going to be taking a look at Autobot Jazz from Studio Series 86. To kick things off, we're going to take him into his robot mode, as you can tell because he's already in his car mode. We're going to remove his gun to kick things off, and then we are going to open up his doors, flip his arms up all the way, about 90 degrees to that point. Right, and then we're going to flip out his feet. Rotate down the back wheels like that, and then we're gonna come right here to the back, and we are going to pop that portion of the top of the car, and then we're gonna grab the door because this makes it a lot easier, and we're going to pop up the front section like that with very little force. And then we're going to swing down, or should I say swing out, the entire leg section and tab it in at the knee section. Split apart the legs, and there we have the legs. What I like to do next, it's not actually in the order of the transformation, is I like to take the entire upper section of the body and rotate it around to where you got his stomach region here, this nice silver plated piece. We're going to grab that with the thumb and keep it in place as we take the entire upper section again and rotate it back. Just like that. So now this is in its proper orientation here for its robot mode. Then what we can do now is we can split apart the arms like that and rotate down as we rotate more inward. So the wheels are now hiding inside the robot's body. And then we can flip out Jazz's hands, which could be a little tricky even with thumbnails. And then we rotate at the biceps like that. We're getting there. The next part of the transformation is what always seems to cause issues with me because of clearance, and I'm sure that's everybody. Make sure his head is down all the way, as flush as possible, so that way you can push in this piece here, and then you can take your little pinky finger here and you're going to flip this entire section up like that. And then what we can do is we can take his head and we can swing it up as far as it will go until it gets past this region here, and then you should be able to pop it up completely without chipping anything here, because it is a nice paint job and that would really bum me out. Once it's up all the way to where it's supposed to be, again, clearance, something that really needed to be looked at once again by Hasbro before they decided to release this figure. There we go. Now that this entire section is completely flush, we can pull back down a little bit this section here, because you see these two slots are going to go into these two tabs right here. And if you don't have this completely aligned right, for some reason it takes his head back down and it's going to cause problems. But once his head is up all the way, it shouldn't catch on this bottom piece and it shouldn't swing its head back inside and cause issues here. Once you get this lined up, those two tabs and those two slots, a nice flush connection, very tight might I add, you pretty much got his robot mode. You just need to worry about his backpack now, and this could be also another challenge, especially when you're first time doing this transformation. But what you need to do is you need to take this back section here, which is on this double hinge, and you're going to swing it in. Usually when it comes to Transformers, you would think to fold this entire section, well, I'll show you real quickly, to untab it and fold it in this way. No, that's not how it's done. What you need to do, because of the transformation on this guy and the engineering, is you need to untab it, kick things off in this area. Make sure his doors are down about this angle here, only so you got the clearance, because you're not going to flip it in. You're actually going to fold it up like this, and then it's going to swing in like this. That way it's flush as far as it can get here, where this back piece is touching the inside piece, and then you can fold in his doors like that, swing down on this hinge here the entire backpack section, hiding his what would be wings for robot mode, like all the other Jazz figures of the past, but this is cartoon accurate and to his on-screen counterpart, basically, where he doesn't have any winged doors on his back, which is pretty cool. I like the way they actually captured that. Very nice. And there you go. There's Jazz in his robot mode. Now, since this is a transformation tutorial video, of course we're going to take him back from his robot mode back to his vehicle form. Why was that so hard to say? I have no idea. Anyway, make sure that's straight, and then you'll fold in his hands here, just so this section is out of the way. There we go. Next, we're going to come back to the backpack, and we're going to swing it back up. Open up the doors to about that angle, so once again, you've got the clearance to bring out this piece, like so. It makes it easier, since you've got this raised piece here. It gives you something to grab. So you just take your thumb and swing on that, and that should release this piece that went inside. You should be able to pop that back into place with no problems, like so. Swing out his doors all the way, so it's just out of the way for clearance issues that could occur. And then we're going to untab the entire torso, like so. So that way, what we can do now is take this bottom piece here, and we're going to swing it up all the way, so we got the clearance to take his head, and you guessed it, push that sucker back inside. Makes it easier if you push with your thumb around this area here, so you've got no issues with getting this to come down. Again, this is on everybody's figure. It's just a very tight connection. Once this piece is sticking out, you're pretty much done with his head. You've got the clearance. You should be able to swing this entire section up and make sure this snaps into place. I can't tell you how many times I've actually transformed this guy and realized that, hey, the front section of his car isn't lining up right with this panel here. Make sure that's flat, flush, okay? Right there. That causes problems. Anyway, now that that's done, what we need to do is we need to grab the entire torso section, including his waist section, and we're going to rotate the first half like so. Then we're going to grab this silver piece, keep that in place as we swing about the top section again. So that way everything is back in the right placement for this transformation to vehicle form. Flip down his feet. And then what we can do now is we can swing up the back wheels. At this point, you can go ahead and tab them back together to create the back spoiler. And then you can take it on double hinge here, his knees, and bring them inside like that. All this is lined up, looking good so far. Very nice. Very nice. Make sure once again that this is flat. Okay. Now that that's done, let's go ahead and put his arms back in place, swing them down, rotate all the way until his wheels are sticking back out again and not inside his body. Then rotate at the forearm to where this peg here is sticking out, like so. And then we will repeat the same process on this side. Rotate this in, make sure this piece is sticking out on the side. And also make sure that these forearms are completely attached with this groove here. Kind of hard to see, but yeah, there's this little indication here that these forearms are supposed to be sticking out on the outside of that little groove, which it should. This arm got stuck for a reason, not sure why that is. And there we go. Okay, so once it's lined up correctly, all we need to do now is put the top of the car back in place, swing it back, swing it forward on that double hinge. That should peg in the front, as long as everything's lined up correctly. If not, come back to this in just a moment. Go ahead and peg in the back section, the top, and then should be able to easily peg all this back in. like that. And then the last thing we need to do is swing down the doors and tab them into place here. If it doesn't, just means something isn't sitting right. Just wiggle the back section here just a little bit, and it should line up correctly like that. And then all you need to do simply is just readjust everything to your liking, make sure it's all tabbed in correctly, and bada bing, bada boom, bada bang. There you go. We're done with that transformation. Now we just put his gun back for storage mode. And there's Autobot Jazz from Studio Series 86. That's my transformation tutorial on him. Looking forward to doing more. I'm going to put more time and effort into this rather than doing spotlight reviews on Transformer figures because it's not selling well on this channel. I might go back over time, but in the meantime, this should keep Transformers alive on this channel, is to just show off transformations and how it's done. In my point of view, I think it will benefit, but we'll see over time. I might change my mind. I might go back to doing spotlight reviews, but it ain't going to happen anytime soon right now. So, as it is right now, you know, it's still bringing activity. You know, Transformers aren't going anywhere. There's just not going to be full-on descriptions about them from both their one mode to the next mode in 20 minutes or so and boring you guys to death. So that should benefit, right? Anyway, that's going to do it for this one. If you have any questions or comments, you know what to do. Hit it down below in the comment section of the video. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button. Don't forget to give me a sub up. If you didn't like it, hit the thumbs down. Don't forget to throw in the towel. And as always, this is LetZ Power signing off, saying fare thee well, so long, goodbye, and get out. See you next time.